So we're going to start interlocking these shapes. And what I did was set up the three rings where they overlap, and then I copied and pasted a couple of line segments in place. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add the white stroke to look like the Olympics logo so that it separates the colors from each other. So I'm going to go to Window and Appearance, and my Appearance palette shows up. And from here, basically I've selected all of the ellipse tool shapes, and I'm going to look here in the Appearance palette, and right now if I selected these one by one, it would tell me that there's a stroke and there's no fill. A stroke and no fill, and a stroke and no fill. So I'll just start with one, but it doesn't matter which color you pick. I'm just going to choose one, and basically at the bottom of your Appearance palette, it allows you to add another stroke to that object. So I'm going to click on Add New Stroke, and then now I have two strokes at the same size. So if I want one to show more, I can click on the word stroke, and I can say align stroke to the outside. And when I do that, it aligns the stroke to the outside of the shape. I can change the color to white, and now you get this separation. Now,
thank God.
but there's one problem that happens here. Because I align the stroke to the outside, you see that it's white on the outside but not on the inside, right? So even if I were to try to do this and say align to the inside, I'm not getting both the same weight value on the inside and outside. So the key is that I need to put this back to align center, and instead of trying to align it to the outside or inside, what I need to do is make the size bigger, because if it's the same size and it's hiding behind it, you can't see it, right? So if I increase the size, then I can get the distance to be the same on both sides. He said it's so cool, and I agree, young man, I agree.
Dude, I should have used this.
So this is called the Appearance palette, and you can add multiple strokes, multiple fills, patterns, different things like that. And this is what we're going to get into today when we start doing the playing cards. But we added a stroke to it, we added the white value behind, and we increased the stroke value. So I can do the same thing here. Select the next one, add a stroke. The one below is I'm gonna change the color to white, and I'm gonna increase the value. I believe it was 28. Okay. So now once we do this, we only have to do it for the 3. 28. Change the color to white. Okay. When I bring back my paths that my line segment paths, and I bring this back over here. Okay. Now what happens is we get the value that shows up here, but it doesn't show up when it doesn't show up with the white, right? So it kind of covers up this information, and it covers up the information here, right? So what we have to do is we have to select this, and we also have to apply the stroke color and the stroke value.
Professor?
Yes.
When is the playing cards assignment due? I have emergency at the
It's going to be due by next class.
next class?
Yep.
Are you going to upload it on?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll put the video up.
Alright.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Yep. So, does everybody understand? Did everybody get this? Okay. Add stroke, change color, change the value. The key to it is being able to understand that whatever is in the top or the bottom layer stacking order of this appearance palette is going to be most visible, and whatever's going to be at the bottom is going to be least visible.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, take it easy.
Could you do that like one more time?
Which part? All of it? Okay. All right, so I'll just throw this away. And basically, let me hide this guy, and I'll select the green. So with the green, it has no stroke, and in the appearance palette at the bottom, there's add new stroke. So when you add the new stroke, you have two strokes at the same value, right on top of each other. The bottom stroke is going to be the one where you can increase the value, and you can also change the color. I'll just change the yellow this time, or even pink. And when I increase the value, I'll just exaggerate it. And what happens is you start to see it appear because it's bigger than the thing that's on top of it. So it's kind of like peeking out the sides. Make sense? Okay. Does anyone have any questions about that? Okay. Now, one of the things that gives the illusion is the addition of the shape or the line segment that's added. Sometimes when you do this, if you cut the shape off at a certain point, like here, what happens is you get this line that will show up. Like when I zoom in, you can't see it, but sometimes when I zoom out, you can start to see the line. I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but there's a line that shows up here, and there's a line that shows up here. So if that's the case, what you want to do is you want to copy as much as you can copy. This goes on top, and it goes on top here. So it's what I would do is I would copy this entire line segment like that. Copy, paste in front, move this above, and then there I have my illusion, and I don't get the line separation that I had before. So it's a longer line segment, and I don't have to worry about that that break. You know, there's a break here, but the same thing. I would just kind of take it to the limit and take it to the limit here, and I won't get that break in color. Okay. So that's how you give the illusion that they are not touching and they have the color of interlocking.